What's going on, everybody? Cigar Time here once again with my good friend Brother Stogie. Say hello to the people.
What's up?
And Brother Stogie, we're going to do something a little different today. We're still going to be enjoying our sticks, but we're going to be doing something a little different with the episode today.
Yeah, man. So, this weekend is Halloween weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, tonight we're going to go over your top 5 each.
Yeah. Not going to tell them just yet.
You know?
Not yet. Welcome back, everybody. So like we said at the beginning of the episode, we were going to do something a little bit different today. Brother Stogie, you want to talk a little bit about what we have in store for him?
Yeah, man. So Halloween is in a matter of weeks. You know what I'm saying? The whole COVID thing. You know, anybody going trick or treats. Y'all stuck here with us this time. So we're going to go over our top 5 for myself, Brother Stogie, Hugh Hefner, a.k.a. Cigar Titan over there. Our top 5 horror movies, baby.
That's right. And this is... little disclaimer here, this is going to be Brother Stogie and Cigar Titan's top 5.
Right.
This doesn't necessarily mean that this is the top 5 all-time, undisputed, can't argue with this list.
So disclaimer for the comment, don't say, that shit wasn't scary. Well, I liked it.
Right.
All right.
And I can already tell you there's one particular movie on my list that I wouldn't classify as scary, but it definitely falls under the Halloween genre.
I got one too. You know what I'm saying? So, so hope you enjoy this one. Stay tuned, baby.
Okay, so before we get into our movies, what are we smoking today?
So I actually broke out a Southern Draw. You know what I'm saying? My mom got me this one for my birthday.
Okay.
I'm still talking about my birthday because it's still October. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
the whole month of October is my birthday. So this looks like a Maduro Robusto Southern Draw, Jacob's Ladder.
Okay, and today I'm going to be smoking the Harley Quinn. This was a cigar that either came in my September or August cigarclub.com box. I'm pretty excited to try this one. I've never had this one before. Box press cigar. Can't wait to get into it.
All right. Hey, so if our viewers are kind of wondering like who we are, you know what I'm saying? This is like Hugh Hefner in his prime, right? Like before he got old, little comb over and shit. Right there. I think who I am, you gotta be like over the age of 30.
Probably over the age of, yeah, probably over the age of 30.
You gotta be over the age of 30 to know what I'm dressed like. So if y'all don't know, it's Dead President. You know what I'm saying? With my boy Lorenz Tate. You know what I'm saying? It's the boom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's me. Let's light up, baby.
All right, let's get going. What are we drinking today?
I'm drinking wine, man.
Drinking wine.
I'm dressed up as a villain, Dead President, but I'm drinking some damn Merlot. So what?
That's right. I got some wine myself today.
Hey, speaking of Merlot, have you seen that bottle of wine? I think it's called 19 Crimes with Snoop Dogg on it.
I have not.
So you got this thing. If you download the app called 19 Crimes and you like put the video camera on the bottle, it'll show Snoop Dogg talking on the bottle.
That's crazy.
Yeah, kind of creepy as shit.
That's what I've always wanted.
You put the camera on the wine bottle and the face starts moving
wine bottle
and talking.
Yes, a face of Snoop Dogg talking back to me.
Right? So I guess on that particular bottle, it's like a whole plethora of criminals on those bottles, and each of them has like a story of what they did. Pretty dope.
Interesting.
So, bro, hey, man, so let's get into this top 5, man. So what you got at the top of your list?
All right, so my number 5 actually shares the same name as the holiday, and that's the 1978 original Halloween film starring Jamie Lee Curtis.
Wait, that's
Friday the 13th.
Shit, my bad. Wrong one.
That's all right. That's all right. This was a movie that I remember seeing at an age where I was probably a bit too young to be watching those kind of horror movies, but this particular horror movie was the introduction of the character Michael Myers. And I think, this is one of, Jamie Lee Curtis starred in this movie and was, promoted as the scream queen of horror as a result of this movie. She's gone on to do several other Halloween movies as well. But I think, when you're looking at movies that really set a bar too in terms of a heroine, you have that in Jamie Lee Curtis with this movie. Yep, not heroin. Heroin. She plays a very strong role in this particular movie, you know, and this was something that wasn't, I don't want to say it was overly graphic with the horror and the amount of blood and guts. I've definitely seen other horror movies since then, and I think even the remake of Halloween was a lot more graphic, the one that was done by Rob Zombie.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But this one stands out as a personal favorite.
Ain't nothing scarier than a man who won't fucking die.
That's what, well, and I think what also adds an element of mystery and suspense and horror to this particular character is the fact that he's silent. He doesn't say anything through the whole movie, and you know, there's only a brief shot, I think, towards the end of the movie where his mask is taken off, and you can kind of see his face, but it's only for a second, and I think that that really adds to the menacing character of Michael Myers.
Cool, man. So mine's a little more comedic.
Comedic. Okay.
But still Halloweenish, you know what I'm saying? So probably one of my favorite movies, but it's still like my top 5. So this one has my man Eddie Murphy in it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think Kadeem Hardison is in there too, like a little ghoulish. You know what I'm saying? The late great John Witherspoon.
Okay.
So if y'all know what I'm talking about by now, I'm talking about the vampire in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? The whole flippy flap. You know what I'm saying? When John Witherspoon first off, when he's on the boat and shit.
We're gonna have to watch this movie together. I've never seen this movie.
Really?
I have never seen this movie.
Dude, I gotta put him on an ethnic Negro movie binge. Hi, dude. Comment, dude, if you have seen Vampire in Brooklyn. This is like the 17th movie, including White Man Can't Jump. You know what I'm saying?
That now.
Boys in the Hood.
I've seen that now.
Don't Be a Menace. You know what I'm saying? A black movie that he has not seen. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta educate this dude. But yes, Vampire in Brooklyn. I still watch that on the weekend. It's like a Sunday flick when I ain't gotta work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just eating maybe a sandwich or something. I want to watch a movie. I'll throw on Vampire in Brooklyn.
Okay, well, I will definitely check it out.
Well, we gonna watch it. I got you, bro.
Yeah, so we had a little bit of difficulty on the set here.
Right.
I step away for a quick second.
We do our own stunts, people. just let you know. We almost blew up with dry ice.
The dry ice was going a little crazy there if you couldn't hear it on camera.
We'll get back to this top 4 again.
So my number 4 is actually a comedy as well, but it's definitely a Halloween appropriate movie. The movie was shot and filmed in traditional black and white, and it wasn't because that was the only way they could do it at the time. They did that kind of as a traditional way to project the movie, and it was a Mel Brooks film. It's called Young Frankenstein, and it stars Gene Wilder. Mm-hmm. And this was a movie I remember watching with my brother as a kid. Mm-hmm. We'd get together, we'd make a bowl of popcorn, we'd sit there and we'd watch this movie. And it's traditional Mel Brooks. And Mel Brooks has made other films that I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. He did Spaceballs. He also did Robin Hood Men in Tights, which was another Mel Brooks film. So he's done a lot of comedies. That's traditionally what he's known for. Blazing Saddles was another one, and so this particular film just kind of, it's very nostalgic for me, brings me back to simpler times when I was a kid and watching this movie. So, your number 4.
My number 4.
Another comedy?
Nah, man, I'm getting serious. I'm getting to the nitty gritty now.
Okay.
And actually, I think my number 4 is gonna be.
Take your time.
I am.
I can see that.
So I think I'm gonna go to the 2003 version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, so we're looking at the remake.
You know what I'm saying? A little bit of Leatherface.
Okay.
A little bit of Jessica Biel.
I think probably a lot of Jessica Biel has influenced this decision for the remake.
No, it was Leatherface.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But yes.
Okay.
Ain't nothing like, man, that's a creepy ass town right there. Everybody in cahoots, eating people, eating each other, getting just torso sawed off and thrown with ice on it, just torturing folks, man. So that was, I like that. That was some good stuff, man. I like gruesome, scary stuff.
Gruesome, scary stuff.
I don't know if it was scary because I kept looking at Jessica Biel, but it was still good though.
All right, so my number 3 choice actually has a stellar cast to it, and the cast of characters are Keanu Reeves. You've got Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Gary Oldman, who actually plays Dracula, and the film is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I did see that one.
Okay, and it's a very artistic take on the novel, and there are definitely a lot of parts in the movie that are in the novel. It's a fairly good representation of what the novel is. It's not a page-by-page representation of what the novel is, for those of you folks out there who've actually read the novel, but it's a pretty close representation of what Bram Stoker wrote in his book, and I thought this was a good movie. The only part of the movie that I didn't particularly care for was the southern accent of Keanu Reeves.
I've seen many strange things already. Bloody wolves chasing me through some blue inferno.
And I think, Keanu Reeves is one of my favorite actors. I think he's a great guy. But in this particular movie, Keanu Reeves isn't really known for his accents. He's got like one accent, and it's the Keanu Reeves accent.
The John Wick, the Matrix
That's
accent.
It. And so the southern accent that he portrays in this particular movie is a little rough around the edges, to say the least. But like I said, there's a lot of artistic thought and presentation that went into this particular movie. It also has a great soundtrack that I absolutely love, and so this would be my number 3 horror pick.
All right, so for my so we about to get spooky now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I like spooky stuff. And if a movie can make Brother Stokey jump out of his seat, you know what I'm saying, and reach for somebody else, I give him 2 thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? So my number 3 movie, you know what I'm saying, is The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Okay, I have seen this one.
You seen that one? Man, so the whole thing about when the husband is like a author or something like that, and then he moves the whole family to the spooky ass house, like the spooky ass tree in the back.
I think they're supposed to be like some kind of spiritual mediums or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they got to that. Trying to find out what happened in the house. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a while since I've seen this.
And that's when the ghosts and stuff was like jerking the kids into sleep out of the bed. Dude, I tell you, man, someone snatched my foot, my beat, you know what I'm saying, and was strong enough to jerk me out of the bed. I'm getting the hell up, turn all the lights on. Hey, how come in scary movies, how come nobody get up and turn the damn lights on? Why do people, white people, get up in scary movies
There's a
with all
perfectly
the lights
logical
off?
reason for anything that happens.
No, there's nothing logical. Why do y'all, when scary shit happen, why do y'all walk around the house with all the lights still off? I don't understand that.
We run towards the most obvious, dangerous thing in the movie.
They like, come get us. We're not gonna use this flashlight, we're not gonna use the candle, come get us. Anyway, yes. Y'all kill me, white people. Hey man, so I got you, dog. I got you.
Okay.
Man. I got you tonight, you know what I'm saying? So before we get into number 2 and 1, how your cigar doing, man?
So I'm really enjoying the cigar. I'm about halfway through the first third right now. And, what I am surprised about with this one is it's a little drier than what I initially expected.
Okay.
A lot of good smoke output. The performance of the cigar is flawless. I've got almost a razor sharp burn all the way around. But I'm getting a lot of dry, woody notes, a little bit of leather in there, but definitely one of those cigars that leaves your mouth feeling a little parched.
Okay.
What about yours?
Man, so this is probably the second Southern Draw cigars I've had out of their series.
Okay.
They got quite a few, man, but this
What's
one,
the verdict?
This is an awesome stick, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Nice, like the Maduro is not too rich in earth. You know what I'm saying? Just light earth almost. Medium full body. Like I really enjoy this stick.
Okay.
I dig Southern Draw. Southern Draw. Yo,
They
shout
make-
out to y'all, man.
They make great cigars.
Yes. All right. So, man, number 2. Man, let's go.
Number 2. So
Boogie.
another all-star cast in this movie. Let's see if people can get it. So it stars Christian Slater, Antonio Banderas.
Christian Slater, that's the one from Saved by the Bell.
No. That's AC Slater.
Shit. My bad.
That was Mario Lopez. So Christian Slater, Antonio Banderas, Brad Pitt
Desperado.
and Tom Cruise.
Oh wait, Tom Cruise wasn't in
Yes,
the movie.
Antonio Banderas. He was in Desperado.
Yes, he was. It was a movie you try to name.
So the movie. Oh yeah.
No more pina colada margaritas.
I'm telling you, man.
Shit.
So, the movie is Interview with a Vampire. It's also
we was way off track. We went all the way that way.
So this is another movie that was based off of a novel by Anne Rice. And I've actually read both the book and seen the movie. And it's a pretty close adaptation of what the book is. The book obviously goes into a lot more detail. You get a lot more detail about the character Louise, who is played by Brad Pitt in the movie when you're reading the novel. But this was something that actually stirred up quite a bit of controversy back in, I think it was 1994 when this movie came out. And it also has Kirsten Dunst in it too. This was one of her first starring roles.
That is.
Yep. And she was fantastic in this movie, especially for her age at the time.
Let's go to a road. Right?
I think so.
That's her.
But this movie actually stirred up a little bit of controversy when it was first released because of the casting decisions to cast Tom Cruise in the lead role of Lestat. And Anne Rice, the author, was actually very adamant at the time and very vocal about her disapproval for them casting Tom Cruise in the role. And Tom Cruise is traditionally played, roles where he's had dark hair, and Tom Cruise is actually, I think most people know, is actually a shorter actor. He's 5'7", 5'8" in height.
Really?
Yeah, he's not very tall.
Oh, I know.
And the character of Lestat was always, a very taller, well-built, long blonde-haired character in the novels. And so there was a little bit of concern that Tom Cruise wasn't going to live up to the character adaptation that Anne Rice had actually written in her books. And after seeing the movie, she actually said that she was very surprised at how well Tom Cruise did with this role. Okay. But this is one of those movies, it was a close toss-up between this and my number one pick, but I gave this next movie, we'll get into it in a few minutes here, my number one pick strictly because of nostalgia. But Interview with a Vampire, by far one of my favorite.
Okay, so I had to toss up between my number one and my number two. I think I gave my number one its number one spot because it's a classic. But number two, y'all gotta check this movie out. So if y'all like haunted houses, if y'all like the whole spooky nature of Halloween, y'all gotta check out The House That October Built.
The House is October Built.
The house, the house is the house. Shit.
And I think this is actually if for those of you folks out there who still have Amazon Prime, if you go on Amazon Prime, you can watch The House is October Built, and there's two of these actually in the series.
Yes, you gotta see it. It's some spooky stuff. I don't have the Rotten Green Tomatoes, breakdown for you who the actors are and when it came out and what the author thought.
Actually, there was a lot of unknown actors in this movie. It was kind of shot through the found footage aspect of, similar style as
Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch Project, or what was that other movie with the Paranormal Activity?
Nah,
Paranormal Activity was shot in the kind of same home video footage style.
Yeah. Hey, that's some spooky shit too.
So tell us a little bit about the movie.
Which one? Paranormal Activity?
No, The House is October Built.
Okay, so what happened? So there's like four, 3 dudes and a girl, or 2 girls, 2 dudes and a girl.
That's it. I think it was 5 actually.
5, or it's 5 people, and one of them
5.
happened to be a girl. Check this out. So what they did was they traveled the country, right, looking for the most maniacal haunted houses. And
maniacal, I like that word.
Maniacal, right?
I have to put the definition of maniacal.
I dug deep for that one. You know what I'm saying? So most maniacal, crazy, scariest haunted houses.
Extreme.
And towards the end of the movie, they got more than what they planned for. That's for sure.
Yep, they stumbled up upon this stuff, and actually, as I was watching this movie, because this is actually, if I were to put this on my list, this would probably be a number 6 or number 7 on my list. But one of the things that I thought was really cool about this movie is, as they're driving across country, finding all these different haunted houses, and when we say haunted house, we don't mean like an actual house that's haunted. We mean like the attractions, the haunted house attractions.
Like when people put it just for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Not Scary Farm.
One of the things that I thought was really cool about this movie is that it's like 50% of this movie is actually legit. So all the places, all the haunted houses and things that they go and visit, all the interviews that they do with the folks that work at these places are all real, legit interviews. It's all real places that, you know, provided we're not going through a global pandemic, you could in theory go out and visit yourself. But then there's a story that they kind of meld and incorporate into that as well. And it's kind of based around the whole try to find the most extreme haunted house experience. And like you said, at the end of the movie, they get a little bit more than what they bargained for.
And they did. Watch part 2, man. Watch part 2.
All right.
Anyway, y'all, let's get into this number 1. Our top spooky movie for Halloween season 2020.
I would question if there's anybody out there that's ever even seen this movie that follows our channel. Comment down below and let me know what your thoughts on it are. This particular movie is, like I said, it was a toss-up between this one and Interview with a Vampire for my number 1 slot, but the reason that this one ended up in my number 1 spot was simply out of nostalgia. This particular movie came out in 1994, and it actually stars Edward Furlong and T. Ryder Smith as the trickster.
Edward Scissorhands?
No, Edward Furlong.
Okay.
He actually played the young kid in the movie Terminator 2, Judgment Day. He played John Connor.
Okay.
That's Edward Furlong.
Okay.
Edward Scissorhands was Johnny Depp.
Willy Wonka. Got it.
That was Gene Wilder, who was also in Young Frankenstein.
The remake of Willy Wonka and Chocolate should have been
that's
a
right.
runner-up for Halloween movies. That was a spooky ass remake.
That was a garbage remake.
Have mercy.
Maybe we need to do like the top 5 movies that you and I disagree on, because that was a garbage movie.
I didn't say it was good. I said it was spooky.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so my number 1 pick is a movie, like I said, starring Edward Furlong and T. Ryder Smith, and that movie is Brain Scan. This is a movie based off of a kid who suffers a loss at a very early age. He and his mother get into a car accident. His mother passes away, and as a result of that, he's left with some PTSD and some postpartum depression. And his father is constantly away on business, so he's always being left at the home by himself. He has a fascination with all things heavy metal and horror movies, and actually comes across a article that was given to him by a friend that talks a little bit about a video game that's supposed to be an interactive CD-ROM experience that kind of dates how old this movie is. 1994 is pretty old.
I can't even point because I'm as old as this damn movie.
But this, and I don't want to give away too much of the movie for those folks out there who haven't seen it, but you know, he essentially gets sucked into this video game. And you know, the lines of, you know, reality are blurred, and it's hard to tell what's real and what's not. Has a very good soundtrack to it as well. I think George S. Clinton did the main theme for this particular soundtrack. There's some Rob Zombie in there as well. Some Primus for those of you guys who like some old school heavy metal. No idea. But this is my number 1 movie. I watch it every year without fail, every October, and there's a lot of nostalgia around this particular movie for me, so it's my number 1 pick.
Okay. So I'm gonna get to my number 1, but before I get to my number 1, I want to do a runner-up.
Okay. You're gonna do a runner-up? You didn't tell me you were gonna do a runner-up.
I did. I'm just throwing it up in there. So just think of yours real quick. And I can throw it back to you real quick and just throw it back to me again. You know what I'm saying? I just want to do a runner-up. So this is like a Halloween staple. You know what I'm saying? I watch this with my family.
Okay.
My kids.
Okay.
And we couldn't bring up Halloween movies and not bring up Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hocus Pocus is probably the most family watched Halloween movie every single year. My grown ass watches it by myself, sings all the songs, then I bring my kids in there and watch it all over again and sing it with them.
Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and I can't remember who the other lady is that stars in that movie, but yeah.
Can't remember too, but that was an awesome movie. You know about sucking the candle out of the Virgin Boy? Yeah, I remember that, man. So, hey, so say this out. So my number 1, right?
Number 1.
Another classic. Classic. All right, check this out. So what it is Child's Play himself. My number one.
Okay.
Probably the most watched scary movie of all time in my childhood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With Chucky. I think it goes all the way from 1, 2, 3, and then right at Chucky's where I stopped.
Okay.
Anything after that, they killed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just murdered the whole genre of Chucky. You know what I'm saying? So up to Bride and Chucky, I'm good. But 1 and 2 are probably my favorite. You know what I'm saying? How do we do a Dimmable? Give me the power, I beg of you. How do we do a Dimmable?
I actually used to have not a Chucky doll, but the doll. So Chucky was actually based off of a doll that I used to have when I was probably knee high.
Watch how much he ages himself right now.
And the name of that doll was called My Buddy.
My buddy.
Yep.
My buddy. Wherever I go, he's gonna go. My buddy. My buddy. My buddy and me. Watch this.
Right. I cannot believe you remembered that song.
Then it came out, well, hey, we had this talk. And we was like, why would they do this? You know what I'm saying? Kid sister.
That's right.
Get out of here.
Killed it.
Kid sister
Killed it.
shit. Man, woman haters club.
That was a great movie, Child's Play. I really enjoyed that one. It definitely, I think, a couple of the horror movie staples when it comes to creepy things that you can put in a horror movie. One would be dolls, any dolls.
Especially a doll that's about 3 feet tall that can knock a grown man on his ass. It's pretty scary. I don't know how many times you see his feet go like this. The faster he kicks his feet, you know what I'm saying, the stronger he gets or some shit. But it always gets me how this little dog knocks a grown ass man or a woman on his ass.
And I think Chucky actually shares a lot of the same characteristics that made Freddy Krueger and the Friday the 13th movies so popular. Or I'm sorry, not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. So popular is that they're both kind of comical, whimsical characters with this very morbid, twisted, dark side to them. It's a very dark, black kind of humor in the movies, but both of those characters tend to have similar traits when it comes to that style of dark comedy, I guess you would say.
I didn't find Chucky too funny. I thought he was pretty damn scary. You know what I'm saying? You got this murderer, you know what I'm saying, who put his soul into a doll. You know what I'm saying? Now this doll just want to kill people and transfer his soul into little boys. You know what I'm saying? Number one, Chucky's a trafficker. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to get all these... I'm done. Hey, man, I hope y'all enjoyed. We good, man?
We're good.
Yeah, we good, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this damn Halloween series of our top 5 horror movies for 2020. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do us a favor. Comment. Let us know what y'all spooky movies are. Let us know what y'all enjoyed growing up as a kid.
We'd like to know what your top 5 are.
You know what I'm saying? What y'all like now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and comment in there. Hey, man, if you're new to our channel, go hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get new notifications every time you get new. We give y'all new videos.
That's
new
right.
hotness. Can you see my eyes? Don't say it. You better not say it. You better not say it. Not even Halloween gives you that permission to say it. Alright? Don't say it. Hit that like button. Alright? Until next time.
I was expecting your follow-up movie
Smoke how you live.
Blackula, but...
Nope, don't do it. Until next time. I'm gonna say it one more time. If I smoke how you live. And that's smooth. Shut up. That's smooth, baby.
Take care, everybody.